Marshall, and thank you for watching. And for those who are new, welcome to The Process.
Welcome.
This is my lovely, adorable, handsome, and sexy husband, Vito.
That's me. All day long.
And y'all can see me in our blue, y'all.
And don't you?
All right, today we have a Process Life letter.
Yeah.
We have not done one of these in forever.
About 2 years.
So if you are waiting to see what's going on, first of all, let me give you the title. So the title is, the question is it possible for two people who say they love each other have two different definitions of what the word love means?
Absolutely.
Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and we shall be back.
Just give an answer. That was it. Time to go.
Here we go. I have a guy who said he loves me with everything. He always says God knows how much, but yet I have to have surgery this month, and on my right knee, just had surgery on my left knee a few months ago, and he acted like he was so hurt that he couldn't be there. We were not together then. Now we're back together, and I have to have surgery again. I told him about it, and he mentioned that he thinks he has a doctor's appointment that day. I said, okay, no worries. My sister would take me. Well, it turns out his doctor's appointment is on the 28th. When he told me this, he didn't say, oh, hun, I can be there for you now or anything. So when I told my sister's appointment was at a later date, she said, okay, well, is he going to be there for you, or did he still need me to do it? I asked him, and he said, let your sister do it. In the midst of all of this, I had already scheduled to take off work, using my sick time to take him to a colonoscopy appointment. Now, mind you, my knee isn't doing well because now the other one is hurting. But I was willing to do it because he needed someone there, and I was going to be with him, take care of him. However, I changed that and told him I wouldn't be able to do it. When he asked me why, because he thought something came up, I didn't lie to him. I told him the truth and my reasoning for not doing it. My thing is this: when I need you the most, I expect the person to be there, especially if I say I love you, and I'm going to be there for you, especially if I say I love you. Am I wrong for what I did? This isn't the first instance of this sort, just the most recent. I know this was wrong. It's just that outside of God, I have no one I can talk to about issues like this. I appreciate your time. All right.
Is she asking, am I wrong for what I did?
Yeah.
Is she asking about...
What's she wrong about for not taking him to the appointment?
Okay.
All right. It's a lot in here.
It
And
is.
honestly, we can sum this video into 5 minutes, if that.
Probably 3.
But we're going to break it down, because I know some people want us to break it down. But the root of it all is only about 5 seconds, if we be honest with you. So let's go ahead and break this down, and we're going to get to the root of the problem at the end. Okay? So, here it is. They're dating. I'm assuming they're dating because she said we're back together. They're dating. If you have a question about someone's love for you, because love is indeed
And loyalty.
right? Love is indeed not just mouth service. If you're questioning someone's love for you, and this isn't the first time this has happened, you should be questioning, is this the person for you?
Is that the God sent person?
That's what I mean. So hopefully you know what I'm talking about.
That's what I need to
So if this is not the relationship, if this is the relationship that you want to have moving forward, then I say go forward. But it looks like you having concerns if this is love for him. This, to me, my personal opinion. Everyone has theirs, right? When someone loves you, they want to be there for you. So you're not wrong to expect that. It is what it is. If they could do it, if they could be there and they don't have a reason not to be there, they should be there if they say they love you. But my concern is, while you're in a relationship when you have this concern about someone who say they love you, it's hurtful when you're giving your all to someone and they're not reciprocating that same intensity for you. So a lot of times we see the red flags, but we will ignore them. A lot of times we know deep down inside, this is not going to work, or this is not the person for you or for me, but we try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Based on this letter, it sounds like he could have, but he chose not to. Just like you could have, and you chose not to based on his actions. So when you ask me, do people have different definitions of love? I will say yes, absolutely. But you should be asking yourself, your definition of love and his definition of love, if it's not the same, why are you together? That's unequally yoked. Because everyone's definition, it has to come into agreement to make a relationship work. That's like the on the surface answer that I have for you. Okay? Here's the root. I'm going to ask you a question now. Did God say this was your husband? Did God say that this is the relationship you're supposed to be in? Did you consult God first? And many of times that answer is no. Those answers are no's all the time. When we consult God, a lot of the questions and the things that we go through would not be an issue. It wouldn't be a question. When I first met Vito and we started courting, there was nowhere, anywhere, I lie to you not, that I ever questioned his love. It was like things just comes naturally because God is the perfect matchmaker, right? So he wouldn't match you up with someone that he know that your love can't handle or your love isn't equally yoked to that person. When I need him the most, he was there. When he needed me the most, I was there. It was like clockwork. It was like second nature. It wasn't even a thought. It was just, it happened. Everything was like on point. There was no question if his love for me was any different from mine. We both gave 110% when it came to our relationship and our love for each other. So, but we know that God put this together. There's a difference between God putting the relationship together and the love and the foundation that he has created versus the relationship that we have put together with the love or lust that we've created. Does that make sense? So I hope that's, giving you some type of indication. Go back and ask yourself, who put this relationship together? And a lot of times you can see red flags. You going into surgery. I don't care if it's a knee, elbow, and he knows you need him. And the fact he can be there for you and he decided not to, he made a decision. And you have a decision too. You can stay and accept that because people only do what you allow them to do.
And they show you who they are from the beginning.
So understand, if this is a person you're trying to stay with, he's giving you a preview of a coming attraction. It will get worse.
Right.
It will magnify. Right. If he can't be there for a knee surgery, what else he's not going to be able to be there for? And honestly, like you said it, this is in the first instance. Mm. So you've been putting up with this longer than you should have. You did it. You did it. You did it.
Pay attention
Because
to the
now
words.
you have already given him permission. It's okay to treat you like this because she ain't going nowhere. She's still here. Because had he did that the first time and you nipped it in the bud, what would he have said? Would y'all still be together? Would he have understood? But you allowed this to continue on and on. I hate to say it, but boo-boo, you started this merry-go-round. You allowed it to continue to circle around.
Yep.
Now you're getting frustrated. You want it to stop. But guess what? You still on this merry-go-round. But the good news is you have control. You have the console, the panel to push stop, to get off, and keep it moving. Do you want better? Do you see better? Think about your life. Do you want to be married? Are you wasting your time with someone that's not supposed to be your husband? Do you think that God will put you with someone that won't put you first? God, you. First God, then you. If he had a relationship with God, understand what I'm saying. He may do. But if y'all relationship was supposed to be together in God, you wouldn't be asking this question because it wouldn't be a concern. It's just like you've been in a relationship and you can't trust an individual because you think they're going to cheat on you. Because they've shown you they have cheated on you and you've taken them back. You've forgiven. You've taken them back. You've forgiven. He hasn't stopped. Because you keep taking them and you take them back. So why should he stop? He cried. He shed some tears. You take them back. Ask me how I know. Been there, done that. Had the t-shirt. Had the shoes. Like Vito say, I sold them. Babe, what you want to add to the letter?
I just want to add just warning do comes before destruction. And based on this letter, I can tell you right now, it's fleshly hookup.
I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
It's a fleshly
We
hookup.
already know.
It's not God ordained connected. Coming from a man, okay, who has a relationship with God. And not only that, I go back to the portion of the letter when you said that y'all broke up
And you went back.
and you went back. Okay, right there, there's a red flag right there. Why did y'all break up the first time? Evidently, it had to be something that caused you to say, you know what, or something that he did, something that you did, because I see both of you have a problem with being loyal to each other. Because when God connects, you are loyal to each other. Prime example. So today, my wife and I, we were just riding in the car, right? So we were talking about our past and talking about the relationship that we were in, and she was kind of talking about, well, I wonder how so-and-so feels, right? She was kind of going back and forth. And I was like, yeah. But then all of a sudden, I just remember, I was like, you know what? I said, somebody paid my light bill.
Back in what year was this? 2008?
2008. I said, somebody paid my light bill because I had lost my job while we were courting. After God had established that he connected her and I together for his glory. After he had already said, okay, this is your wife, which is your Dorothy. You are her husband that I have chosen both of you to come together. So we were riding in the car and I just looked at her, I said, somebody paid my light bill. Then I asked, I said, did you pay my light bill? And she just looked at me.
Out of 12 years, he never asked me this question.
She just looked at me and kind of smirked a little bit and like, what you talking about? I said, you paid my light bill, didn't you? Because I couldn't figure out nobody paying my light bill. I had lost my job again.
You asked me.
No, well, I asked her first. I said, but did you pay my light bill? She was like, what? Wait. And she had a look on her face like, then she started, I said, you paid my light bill, didn't you? She gonna turn her head and start laughing. And I said, you don't remember paying? I said, you remember paying my light bill? Talking about,
I don't remember
that. I said, yes, you did. And once I say yes, she did, because I saw her looking at her face, she started laughing. But she was being loyal and showing her love to me and showing her care towards me while we were recording. It was something that I was in need of. And she was there for me, and I didn't even ask.
Things that should come
Natural. But again, it goes back to what she was saying, is that when it's God connected, you don't have to struggle. Okay? Especially when God connects it and it starts off, the relationship starts off. You're not going to struggle. Are there going to be some challenges along the way? Yeah, but the challenges are going to be for you and that person to grow together and not go through the point where you need that person and that person's not there for you. No, God going to make sure that the one who He chooses, that you always going to be the number one priority in their life. Period. And they're going to be the number one priority in your life. Okay? So that's the way that God connects. So absolutely, I'm definitely 100% agreeing with you.
So even when we're in relationships and we're wondering why are different things happening if you have to ask yourself, common sense should tell you,
Right.
I need you there. There's certain things you shouldn't have to even ask. It's like, babe, you want me to, I'll meet you there, or babe, you need somebody. That's like second nature.
Yeah.
The one you love is about to go in for surgery, minor, major, doesn't matter. And the person that said they love you, they should be the first person to ask.
Absolutely.
Do you need something? The first person to ask, I'll be there, what time is your surgery? The first person. Here it is now. At first he says he couldn't be there because I guess he had to do something. And then he realized, or you realized that he, could be there because of the dates. You should not have needed your sister after that. But for him to say, let your sister do it, boo, God is giving you a preview of a coming attraction if you stay. He's showing you these red flags.
Yeah.
Y'all, you have to know your worth. You have to ask yourself, what is it am I willing to live with for the rest of my life? Because hopefully if you're with somebody, the goal is to get married. Now, if you just in it to win, or you in it and your goal isn't, holy matrimony with this person, and you're wasting your time, then we don't even have to talk about this. You're gonna get what you get, and that's it. But if your end goal is marriage, and this person has already been showing you who they are, believe them. And then when you believe them, ask yourself, do you want more? Do you expect more? Or are you going to settle?
Do you want God's will?
Or do you want God's will for your life? So at the end of the day, the fault always comes back to you. And I'm pointing to me too. Because every decision we make, no matter, and we've talked about this before, no matter what happened with the other person, we don't care what they're doing to us or what have happened. They could have cheated, they could have did all of this, but the person that's at fault is the one who decided to say yes to a situation that God didn't tell us to say yes to.
Absolutely. There it is. Vice versa.
If you have not seen that video about it's your fault, I'm going to put it somewhere up here so y'all can click onto it. It's your fault. Until you realize that you can go further. God can do so much with you.
Yep.
Why are you in a relationship and for what? My question would be, what do you have here?
Right.
What's the purpose? You might as well just have your sister and keep it moving.
Right.
You got your sister and keep it moving.
But evidently she's been in this relationship with this guy for a while.
And you've broken up and you've gotten back together, and I'm sure there's been more breakup
stuff
Yeah.
involved in it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
So I hope this has given you some direction.
I can tell you it ain't God. I can tell you that.
Repentance. Obey. Do what God has told you to do. That's all I got for you. Because looking at this letter, God was not the center. He was not first. He did not tell you this was him, because if it was God, this wouldn't be a concern. This wouldn't be an issue.
Absolutely.
Although we may think it's God, one thing I enjoy the fact that you never said this was God.
Right.
You never said God said this was your husband.
Right.
You never said that God said this is supposed to be a relationship. Because you said that, thankfully you didn't. Because when it's God, you know it. Everybody else will know it. Everyone else will see it. This should not be a concern when God is involved. All right? Anything else you want to add, babe? We love you. We hope this has helped you. Have any questions? Put it down in the comments, have any feedback, help her out, put in the feedback, like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. This is your process. Embrace it, love it, trust it, and don't forget, be you.
Keep moving, baby.
And keep it moving.
Bam.
Bye.